Hello friends, this is Shweta Tiwari and welcome to my YouTube channel Pickup. In this video, we are going to discuss about latent const keyword. Latent const keyword were introduced in ES6. ES6 is the sixth version of the JavaScript. It introduces several new features in JavaScript. It is also called ECMA Script 2015. Now come to the topic. We will understand latent const keyword by comparing them with where keyword. The first criteria of comparison is redeclaration. Redeclaring a variable is allowed with where keyword. Redeclaring a variable is not allowed with let. Redeclaring a variable is not allowed with const. In this code, in line number 11, we declare a variable username and in the same line we assign a value to it. We declare the same variable again in next line. And by using alert, we display username in pop-up box. Let's run this code so we can see there is no effect of redeclaration in our output. We can also reassign a value to this variable. Let's write something else here. In output, we get new value. Remove the keyword where from here. Let's see what happened. The output is same as before. So it means we can redeclare a variable and also we can reinitialize a variable by using where keyword. We replace this where keyword with let in line number 11 and 12. Refresh the browser. There is no output. Blank screen means there is some error. To recognize JavaScript error, right-click on Browser, select Inspect, and click on Console. Identifier username has already been declared. It means we can't redeclare variable defining with let keyword, but we can reassign or reinitialize variables defining with let. This time we replace let with const. In this line, we also replace let with const. Refresh it. Again, we get blank screen. Right click, select Inspect, click on Console. Again, syntax error occurs. Username has already been declared. We remove const from line number 12. Refresh the browser. Here we get type error, assignment to constant variable. It means we cannot redeclare or reassign a variable defined by const keyword. The next criteria is scope. In JavaScript, scope defines accessibility of variables, objects, and functions. JavaScript has three types of scope: global scope, local scope, and block scope. Global scope is the scope that contains all other scopes. Variables declared in global scope is visible in all other scope and accessible by all other scope. Variables declared outside of any function or block become global variables, and these variables are accessible from anywhere in our code. Local scope occurs when a variable is defined inside of a function. Variables declared inside any function are called local variables. These variables are only accessible within that function. Block scope is the area inside the curly brackets. Variables declared inside the curly brackets are called block variables. These variables cannot be accessed from outside the block. But variables declared with where keyword cannot have block scope, means when we declare a variable using where inside any block, then those variables are also accessible outside the block, whereas let and const have block scope. Here we define a variable channel name by using where keyword and assign a value to it. Now we create a function. To create a function, we use function keyword followed by a name and followed by parenthesis. Here, my function is the function name. Friends, function is used to define a block of code and we can execute it as many times as we want. We reassign the variable channel name inside this function. Here we use document.write, where document is an object which represents entire web page and write is a method which is used to display a given text in a web page. Here br is a HTML tag which is used for line break. To execute a function we have to call it. Here we call my function by typing its name. It shows the value which is initialized inside the function. Now copy this line and paste here. A function executes only when it calls. Here we paste this line before function call, so it shows the value which is previously assigned. Now we create another function, name it myfunction1, and we call it. This is our output. Means channel name is global variable which is accessible from anywhere in this code. Just like where, let keyword also have global scope. Here x is a global variable which is accessed by function myfunction. Similarly, const keyword also have global scope. That's why we use x inside the function, but variables defined by const cannot reinitialize. To understand local scope, we create a function named myFunction. We declare a variable x by using var keyword, and we use document.write to display value of x in web page. Now we call myFunction. Run this code. Here the value of x is shown. Now after function call, we again use document.write. Refresh the browser, but here x is printed only one time. Now we open our console, and here is the problem. X is not defined at line number 17. It means we cannot use x outside the function myFunction because its scope is local. Now replace var with let. It works perfectly. Uncomment this line. Again we got same error. Means let also have local scope. Now replace let with const. Refresh the browser. Again we got value of x. Now uncomment this line. See, the error is same. Means const also supports local scope. We remove this function from here. Comment this line. Type var here. The value of x is shown. Remove comment from here. The value of x is printed 2 times. As I said, var keyword does not have block scope. But Latin const keywords supports block scope. In this code, we replace var with let. Refresh the browser. Value of x is displayed in our web page. We uncomment this line. Refresh browser. Value of x is displayed only one time. Now we open console. X is not defined, means we cannot access variables outside the block which are defined inside the block by let keyword. Similarly, const keyword also have block scope. The next criteria is hoisting. Hoisting is the default behavior in JavaScript. The JavaScript engines moves the variables and function declaration to the top of our code. JavaScript will not move variables that are declared and initialized in a single line. Variables defined with var are hoisted to the top. Variables defined with let and const are also hoisted to the top but not initialized. What does that mean? Let's see an example. Here we initialize a variable channel name and we use document.write to see our output. And at last we declare variable channel name. The code works perfectly and this is called hoisting. Now we comment this line an initialize variable with declaration. The result is undefined, means hoisting is not applicable on initialization. Now uncomment this line and replace var with let. Run this code. We got a blank screen. Here it shows reference error, that is cannot access channel name before initialization. Now replace let with const. It shows syntax error, that is missing initializer in const declaration. Means for const it is normally essential to initialize variable with declaration, otherwise it won't work. That's all for today. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, hit the like button, share the video with others and subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.